Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund at the Bernabeu, at the Santiago Bernabeu, and this is a huge game in the Champions League. It is obviously a must-win game as Real Madrid have already this season lost one in the Champions League. Um, we are 17th. Barcelona are not doing any better. They're 16th. Bayern Munich are 15th. But, even Atletico Madrid are 23rd. PSG are 19th. You know, that tells you something. Milan are 32nd. I mean, almost a lot of the big teams are out of the top 10, top 8 is what is needed to get automatic promotion or qualification. Um, and even Inter Milan are ninth, Man City 8th, barely scraping through at the moment. Arsenal 13th. So look, it's not been a good start for many teams, many of the big teams. But for Real Madrid, it was a very disappointing trip away to Lille. Last time out, it was a really painful defeat. It was a resilient and defended side in Lille. They played really well defensively and they scored a goal, and they definitely deserve the win. No doubt about that. But Real Madrid back to the Bernabeu in the Champions League, back to the Bernabeu um, in all competitions after a couple of weeks of international break. We need to get this job done. We've got Dortmund and we've got El Clasico. And both games are must-win games for the competitions. If you don't beat Dortmund, you're gonna fall down the pecking order in the Champions League. And if you don't beat Barcelona, you're gonna fall 6 points behind Barcelona in the La Liga. So it is two massive games back to back, but the positive is both games are at home. And look, it is a difference maker. And certainly, with the home advantage, the home atmosphere, there isn't, you know, any excuses. You have to win. You have to beat Dortmund, and then you have to get ready for El Clasico, and you have to win El Clasico. No excuses whatsoever. But can we see that? Can we see that momentum? And I think this game will be crucial. Now look, Borussia Dortmund are first. They have beaten, um, I think, Celtic. They've beaten Celtic 7-1 at home and Club Brugge 3-0 away. Now, in the league and all competitions, their form have been pretty mid, to be honest. Now, I'll tell you why. Because they went away to Union Berlin, they lost, but that was after beating Celtic 7-1. So clearly in the league, they've been underperforming, they've been dropping unnecessary points, but in the Champions League, they've had a great start. Similar to last season. If you remember last season, under Eden Terzic and that Dortmund team that got to the final and eventually lost to Real Madrid. Yeah, same story again. Um, the last two away games in the league have been defeats to Union Berlin 2-1 and to Stuttgart 5-1. Bear in mind, Real Madrid beat Stuttgart at the Bernabeu. So, if Real Madrid beat Stuttgart and Stuttgart can beat Dortmund and trash Dortmund, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win because Dortmund in the Champions League have been different than in the league. But yeah, um, away against Club Brugge, they won. They drew Werder Bremen away. So look, based on those stats, they have not been playing particularly well. They're seventh in the league right now. Um, they haven't won any away league games so far. So their away form in the league has been terrible. At home they are good, but obviously they're not going to play at home. So, like I said, it is certainly a big advantage in terms of Real Madrid playing at home, having the home fans, the crowd, the atmosphere. So you have to go out there and you have to win. Now look, Dortmund have a couple of good players. You know, um, I'm looking at. I thought Bino Gittens played quite well. They've got Sehu Girassi, their new signing. Obviously, the likes of Julian Brandt is still at the club. Pascal Gross, um, Bayer, Emre Can, Schlotterbeck, and Sule at the back. Jan Kutsu, you know, former Girona last season. They have a very good team, um, and they will certainly be ready to come and to win. And they are that team, and they have proved before that they can get the job done against Real Madrid. Do not talk about that Lewandowski performance to any Real Madrid fan back in 2012, I want to say. But forget about that because that is just miserable. Let's talk about um, my starting 11, and I think this is pretty much, I think, the starting 11 you have to go with. It's, for me, an unchanged preview 11 from what I would have done against Celta Vigo. Similar, it's the exact same actually. Look, I think goalkeeper, you have to go with the best, and that's Courtois. I'm sorry, Lunin, but now Courtois is back fully. The back line, against Celta Vigo, Ancelotti did something unexpected, which was Fran Garcia and Lucas Vazquez, but that was not what was unexpected. That was Tchouaméni dropping in deep to form a back three. That is not going to happen against Dortmund, simply because if you watched that game against Celta Vigo, you would have seen how exposed the back three were, especially Antonio Rudiger. He was getting put out of his position like crazy. And I don't know who is their main right winger. It might be Marlon, it might be Adeyemi, it might be Beno Kitens, but it might be Felix Nmecha. But whoever they have, and those players are all have one thing in common, and they are rapid. If you leave them exposed up against Rudiger in a 1v1, you are cooked. So, Fernand Mendy has to start this game. No Fran Garcia experiment now. Against Celta, it worked, it got lucky. But against Dortmund, you can't risk it. So Mendy comes back in for me. Rudiger, Militao, you know, your only options. Alaba out still. And Vasquez at right back. The midfield, pretty much again, Tchouaméni this time round, let him sit as the DM, the defensive mid, the one who protects the back four and gets the ball and releases it to Bellingham and Valverde, who are going to be key. Bellingham with the ball is a threat when he carries the ball. Without the ball, the defensive job he does is important. Fede Valverde, the stamina, the pace, his overall game. He is the most important player to Real Madrid, and that isn't even an exaggeration. That is facts, because Fede Valverde starts every game. The front line, Vinicius, Mbappe, and I will bring Rodrigo back, simply because You want to go out there and you want to score. And the reason Rodrigo didn't start against Celta was part of the experiment, the back three experiment. That's why Camavinga came in. But bring Rodrigo back. Mbappe scored a banger against Celta. Vinicius had a good game. Let's see them cook. You know, Mbappe, he has had that 2 weeks mini pre-season during the international break. Let's see him start to find that consistency and momentum, carrying it forward from Celta Vigo to Dortmund and hopefully to our Clasico as well. Hopefully. But score prediction, I'm gonna go. I'm not too optimistic. I'm gonna go Real Madrid 2, Borussia Dortmund 1. I feel like 2-1 scoreline is just the most predictable for Real Madrid nowadays. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the bell instead, subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.